Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is John Dans. I'm the director of the Centre for Fortean Zoology, and as many of you know, twice a week on Wednesday evenings and Saturday afternoons we bring you a mélange of hard science, weird shit and surreality. However, on occasion, when something particularly exciting has happened, we bring you an extra special episode of On the Track, and that's what this is. It is the third of our dispatches from Sumatra because, just to give you the backstory in case you didn't know, a week or so ago Richard Freeman, Carl Marshall and Georgie Jackson returned to England after having spent nearly a month on the Indonesian island of Sumatra looking for a semi-mythical upright walking ape known amongst other things as orang pendek. They took 2 plaster casts while they were out there. They were gifted another plaster cast, and we're going to compare them with a plaster cast that Richard brought back from a previous expedition. So guys, I believe that you brought some footprints back from Sumatra.
We did indeed. Some we took ourselves and some were gifted by Dali.
Dali, for those of you who didn't see our earlier dispatches from Sumatra, was their guide and collaborator and is himself a expert in the orang pendek, which he has been researching for many years. So, tell us.
Well, this was what we believe to be the handprint of the orang pendek we found. There is the thumb, and we have the fingers here. And it was apparently...
Can you point it towards the camera?
Thumb, fingers, palm.
Yeah, very good.
It was apparently crouched on the ground, pushed its hand into the ground. Now, compare it to this one we took from Gunung Tujuh in 2011. That was found near a rotten log, and the animal had apparently braced itself whilst on the ground whilst heaving this log up and turning it over to look for grubs and other things. So you can see the similarity in the rather fat fingers and thumbs and the rounded palm. They're much more like the handprints of a small gorilla than an orangutan. They're totally different from the orangutan's long thin fingers and tiny little thumb.
Why do they have the big sticky out thumb? Because there must be some sort of evolutionary advantage.
For opposable gripping.
Yeah, same as this.
Yeah, but our thumbs don't stick out as much as that. Actually, they bloody do stick out like that.
It's exactly the same. I think the confusion comes from that when we paint our hands as children, we always just plant our hand on the paper in roughly a symmetrical kind of way, and we sort of remembered that, and that's our earliest memory of exactly what our hand looks like that we think of. But clearly it's not. You know, our thumb can jut out quite far.
Well, you've got to remember these were braced on the ground.
I suppose that ours would be as well if you put your hand down, and yeah, I suppose that makes sense. However, the story doesn't end there. A few days before they found the handprint, they found another print deep in the jungle.
Okay, we found a track. We're not sure if it's a very large macaque or a very young orang pendek. I'm just going to look at the moment to see if there's any dermal ridges in the footprint itself.
The thing on Carl's head is a magnifier that belonged to my late wife, Karina, and I'm so happy that they took it into the jungle with them, because it's a little bit like Karina going on the expedition herself.
No, I can't see any.
This footprint looks to me like it could be from a very big pigtail macaque, but it could also be from a young orang pendek. It's much smaller than the other orang pendek footprints I've seen, but to be on the safe side, we're going to cast it, then we can compare it with other footprints from pigtail macaques, show it to monkey experts, see what they think.
So let's have a look at this other track. Hold it up, Richard, let's see what we can do in the camera. Oh, that's quite distinct, isn't it?
Yeah, well, when we first saw it, I think it was Dally that found it originally. I thought it could be of an exceptionally big pigtail macaque, but when we cast it, it becomes apparent that it's not, it's just too big, and it has too much of a distinct heel. You see here, it's got a fairly distinct heel.
Point it to the camera.
Has a fairly distinct heel here.
Yeah.
It's got the splayed hallux and the 4 toes there. It looks to be a juvenile orang pendek.
But you've got another footprint as well, I believe.
Yes, we have one that Dally actually very kindly gave us from his collection.
Well, as we're becoming more and more like a 14 Blue Peter, you should really say, we have one here that Dally made earlier.
And this is an absolutely classic orang pendek track, and it looks like so many that I've seen from the jungles of Sumatra on the various expeditions I've done. Big heel, the big toe or hallux, 4 toes at the front of the print and the hallux splayed off. The heel is for weight bearing, for an upright walking bipedal animal, and it's not as well developed in monkeys and apes that knuckle walk. And I've seen so many like this. When I was there with Adele Morse and Christopher Killian, we came across a whole mass of them, dozens and dozens of them, and handprints as well, that we used up all our limited supply of plaster of Paris on a not terribly good print we'd found the day before, because we didn't think we were going to get any others, which is why I take more than I need this time with plaster of Paris, just in case the same thing happens. But this is very like the one we've got in our collection.
But what's going on here? Dally seems to be digging something up, or is he perhaps cutting something up? I think we must ask our intrepid explorers to go and investigate.
This is durian. It is a foul-smelling, foul-tasting fruit. It tastes somewhere between vomit and TCP. Orangutans love it. It grows all over Indonesia. Apparently orang pendek does as well. It smells like a poorly kept public lavatory. We're hoping that the scent will attract something and we'll capture it on camera.
Special. No, I had in Borneo, and the smell.
Tastes like absolute shit. Absolute shit.
What are you doing? This is your fault.
No,
It tastes like TCP.
TCP mixed with vomit. So not too bad then. Depends whose vomit it is, isn't it? Dally, it's not your vomit, is it?
Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me.
Well, thank God it's not spicy, Richard.
Oh.
Because then you would be ill.
Oh.
Thank you, bye! Say bye, give to the lady! Bye bye! She's very brave.
what do you think, Richard?
It's worse than the one I had before. The one I had before tasted like liver pate. This tastes like TCP and vomit.
Do you mind taking off my tea with someone before?
Oh. If you like it, you can eat it. I've had one bit, no more.
Disgusting.
You're going to try a bit?
No.
I'm not
Because
trying
my
it. I've
dad
had it
was-
before. I've had it before.
We've had it before. We had it in Borneo.
I think the problem with Richard Freeman is he just won't tell it like it is. He always tries to sugarcoat everything and be diplomatic, especially to the lovely Durian saleswoman who'd come round on her moped to flog it to them. That's about it for this episode. We will have another one on Sunday afternoon. No, this is Sunday afternoon. We'll have another one next Thursday. And so, until then, I'll be seeing you.